Well, hello, everyone. Ooh, aren't you excited? It's time to relax and listen as I read in the company of witches. I'm so excited because as it's unfolding for you, it's unfolding for me. So I hope you guys are sitting in your favorite spot with your blankie and your cup of beverage as I read chapter 22. I walked around the B&B, though the iron through the iron gate to the back of the property, hoping to get into the greenhouse unnoticed. I had to check one thing before confronting Nora with the day's event. Given the tension that had already existed between us, I didn't want to make things worse unless I was sure about what I thought might be going on. Thankfully, I found the conservatory empty. Late afternoon sunlight filtered through the glass, casting a lovely glow on the verdant plants. But I wasn't feeling the peaceful vibe. Now, where was it? I walked up and down the rows of plants. If memory served me right, the one I was looking for was quite small and looked like a little like an African violet. The flowers were different, though, much more striking. It took 3 passes before a small clay pot finally caught my eye. After digging through the dark green fronds of some larger plants, I found my way back to the tiny beauty sitting underneath them by the glass. I pulled it up to my sight line and turned it in the sun. There wasn't many plants with jet black flowers, but this was one of them. Actually, it was only the petals that were black. The pistils was canary yellow, trimmed in red. Time for the moment of truth. I brought the small pot to my nose and gave it a sniff. Nothing. Well, there was a little something, but the scent emanating from the small flowers was too faint for me to be sure it was the fragrance I had recognized in the shop. I put the pot back where I had found it, planted my hands on my hips. Now what? If I went to Nora without proof, there was a good chance she would deny everything, which was really aggravating given all the grief she had been giving me about keeping secrets. I gazed absentmindedly around the greenhouse until my eyes landed on the cabinet Nora had bought from the library. Of course, the dried plants often had a more pungent smell. I hurried over to the tallest stack and drew my finger over the labels of the tiny drawers until I found the B section. Baboon flower, baby tears, bannerberry, or baneberry. I skipped ahead. Birch, bird, bird of paradise. No, no. Black gum, blackberry, black bloodroot. No. There. I wiggled the little drawer I had landed on, opened just far enough for me to reach inside and pull out a satchel filled with dried flowers. I loosened the string holding it shut and brought it to my nose. Before I had even truly inhaled, I knew. It was plain as day. This was the scent I had picked up in the gift shop, and this was the scent on the letter Maureen had given me. Black quartz flower. The same black quartz flower Izzy said could break the warding spell she had put on the house. It was an incredible rare plant, one that only witches grew. Unbelievable. Nora had really gone too far this time. I pulled the strings on the satchel closed, but I did not put it back in the drawer. Instead, I took it with me as I strode out of the greenhouse, up the path to the B&B. I was mad. There was no denying it. Nora had accused both Izzy and I of not doing enough to help her, and yet there she was, actively working against us. I followed the voices coming from the dining room, not to mention the fact that she had felt entitled to knowing all of my most intimate feelings. But she had no problem keeping secrets of her own. No, this was unacceptable, and I had no problem telling her so. My steps faltered when I entered the dining room. The special family dinner Izzy had planned was all laid out: roast chicken, mashed potatoes, freshly baked rolls, crisp green beans, and a lemon butter sauce. There was even a peach pie for dessert, all Nora's favorite comfort food. It was the perfect apology dinner, but suddenly I was having a difficult time remembering what it was I was supposed to be apologizing for. Nora was perched in her chair at the head of the table, looking like a queen, a smug expression on her face. My uncertainty vanished. "Bryn," Izzy said, clapping her hands to her chest. "There you are, darling. Look who decided to join us for dinner." She directed my gaze over to her sister, who was delicately laying her napkin across her lap. "Izzy tells me you have something you'd like to say," Nora prodded, arching an eyebrow. "Yes, I do." I strode around the table and dropped the satchel of black quartz flower on her plate. "Exactly how many other secrets are you keeping from us?"